Hey y'all, hey, it's your sugar here. No interlude, I got my little theme song that runs before the show starts, but um, even though it's the new year, Sugar got to finish out what she started last year with this different type of training, this real type training that I'm doing. So I'm on the mountaintop for one more week, you guys. But while I'm up here, things um I try to stay updated with what's going on with the regular folk, with the civilian folk, and there's a lot that's been going on. But what I want to talk about tonight, I mean, I'm going to touch on some of the topics that have raised my eyebrows. But one thing that I do um, want to talk about is the new um, the new decision that transgendered individuals will be participating in the 2024 Olympics. In my sport, boxing, which I mean, I hope y'all been keeping up with the Sugar Show. Um, you know what? I just realized I didn't even do my introduction. I just went into for those who are true, but let me introduce myself to those who are new. Okay, I'm Natalie Sugar Brown. This is my platform, my show, where come and we have a conversation about women's boxing. Okay, um, the stuff that you all don't see, right? The truth about the matters, the the unadulterated talk that we talk, right? So there's no bias here on the Sugar Show, and I pride myself on that. I am a pugilist, a woman pugilist. I've grown from a young girl to a woman in this sport, and so I've made this platform, or I've with Talking Fight, have made this platform to shine the light on the actual life of women pugilists, our ups, our downs, no, the true victories, the true wins, and the true defeats, the true losses, or the things that we go through as women in such a complex industry, right? The fight game. Because the thing about the fight game is, the thing about the fight game is everyone thinks that boxing is boxing is boxing, right? It's all relative when it's really not, right? It's not all relative. Women's boxing is not and will never be the same as men's boxing. And I just don't think we have enough perspective out there for you all out there who are interested, who are fans, who know us or want to get to know us, to uh, actually see the truth about it and see why it's so important, why it is that we behave badly, right? Because women's boxing is truly that, women behaving badly. We never got the purses and the media that the men have gotten. We've had a couple celebrity women's boxers throughout the decades and years. But for the most part, women's boxing has been still in the shadows, even now, where they're still running the okey doke of they're still running the okey doke out there of, you know, putting certain faces out there, making certain names, and those of us who have worked hard in becoming champions and high rated contenders and all of that, we get ignored. So my platform here, Sugar's platform, is to put a stop to that bullshit. Yeah, because we bleed and we work too hard. It's blood, sweat, tears, and minutes out of our lives, right? That us women who truly are the truth and behave badly out here, you know, it's a value. And I think it's something, our perspective is important for a lot of people, not just other women, young, old, but you know, just anyone in general who understands what fighting truly is, right? What it means to fight. And so this is the perspective of a woman who fights, not a woman who boxes, but a woman who fights. Fights for love, fights for her identity, fights for, you know, her peace, right? But is also personified. So that's me, Sugar. Now, getting back to the subject at hand. Um, it looks like USA Boxing, along with the international boxing platforms, have agreed to allow transgendered individuals to participate in um, our sport of the spotlight a little more into my neck of the woods is women's boxing. It wasn't enough that natural born women uh, were trying to for our identity in the sport of boxing, but now they've added this extra twist to it. And now I'm not sure how much it will change for men's boxing, but I do see where it is going to be a substantial change and um, debate in women's boxing, right? Because if they're doing it in the amateurs, and if transgendered are, you know, individuals, transgendered women are participating in the uh, comp- women's competitive amateur, then I suppose that some of them will have, or you know, at least one will have some kind of success eventually in the sport. Because you know, let's get down to the foundation of all. We sign up to win. Okay, so a transgendered woman, she's not signing up for Olympic boxing to participate. She's signing up to beat some bitches' asses and win that gold medal, or the silver, or the bronze, right? So, hey, let's see. Um, my fellow, uh, oh, looks like I have to refresh. Hey y'all, hey. So I'm back. Sorry, it was getting glitchy. Y'all saw that. And I'm like I said, I'm up here. We really ain't got no internet, but we do have. I'm where internet is at. Just put it that way, right? So just continuing with what the new the new happenings. Okay, so like I said, transgendered women have signed up, right, or will sign up to participate in the Olympics this summer, and most likely some will part or many of them will be participating in the women's amateur boxing aspect, right? So the governing bodies have put some guidelines around their participation in the sport in the sport in the sense where I guess it's keeping it fair. Okay, so if an individual is under 18, they will have to participate in their original gender, their original born gender. But after the age of 18, where you're open, okay, they call it open, okay, then you can participate as the gender now that you want to identify with as a transgendered individual. Okay, so and then alongside of that is, the surgery must be complete. So you must, as a transgendered person, the full surgery should be done, and you must have hormone levels according to their standard, and that's how you can participate. And I don't know how easy or how hard that may be, but I do want to, I would want to say that, you know, these are hoops, and people go and jump through them. Okay, so let's get to the nitty gritty of it. Okay, lovely assistant, make me big and make the article. I mean, make me small and make the article big. So, or the resource big. So if my people want to read it, they can stop and pause and read it, and then we can go into the talk that we're talking tonight. Okay, so this resource next to me, um, it is what I've chosen to share with you guys, but it's out here on the internet. This thing for real, for real. Okay, um, so this goes for men. This goes for females who want to you know, transfer their gender into, or uh, how can I say this? I want to be politically correct, right? Because I know mofos out there licking their chops to try to cancel sugar, but I mean, um, there's some transgendered individuals who are female who want to um, transgender to male, and then some males who want to transgender to female. Okay. Um, and it goes both ways, right? There's a story out there with and I'm not going to put no pictures up or anything like that, right? If y'all want to come on my show, if y'all want to come talk about it, if you're a transgendered person who want to talk about it, listen, this is a very this is a very respectful platform. I keep it that way, right? And I'm not going to give you what I don't want, right? And if anything, at the end of the day, Sugar is about her dignity and her respect, and I give that. Okay, so if you want to come and you want to get in the thread and talk about it, you are definitely welcome too, right? Because I can't talk about what I haven't been through, right? I'm not a transgendered person. I have many transgendered friends, Okay, but I can't speak on what they've lived. Okay, I just know that you know, I have, I've been a part of their lives. Okay, and I can only speak about the parts that I have participated in, um, in the lives of my transgendered uh, people. Okay, that I know and love. Now, um, so since back in 2018, there's a pro who changed from transgender, who changed from female to male, transgender, and became a professional boxer. Okay. And then just recently, Suge did a show where the Quebec women's Golden Glove champion currently is a transgendered female. Okay, where they tried to slip one in on the women who would who signed up to actually fight in the tournament, which but without them saying that we have a transgendered participant. I thought that was very sneaky and conniving to do, right? Because ain't nothing wrong, my whole thing is ain't nothing wrong with a trend to me, right? Because listen, I mean, I'm gonna just put it out there, right? Uh, I came up, I came up hard, right? So I've been in the ring with both men and women, and before they called it gendered, the one who want to be women and the one who want to be men. Okay, so let's talk the talk. All right, there is a difference. Okay, there is a difference, but at the same time, if I'm showing up, right? Yeah, we're going to get freaky. And if I show up, you want to expect me to do right by you and be upfront with everything that I've done to come to this moment face to face in the ring with you because we finna get freaky, right? If you not upfront with me now, right? You got shit that you ain't told me. You haven't told me that you transitioned from something, from one gender to the next. Then I'm gonna call you a cheat, right? You're cheating, right? You might as well, you might as well be on the roids. You might as well be on all this other shit that they cheating with out here now, right? You are no different. If you're a transgendered person, right? Because this is what that Quebec person was trying to say. Oh, to protect the transgendered persons, to protect their privacy, right? Quebec boxing didn't say that the individual or there was a transgendered person in the on the um, goodness in the pot on the roster. Wait a minute. I'm weighing in, and I'm gonna tell y'all this, right? This is how the weigh-ins go. If I'm weighing in naked on the scale, a bunch of us baddies out here, we got the bald face and we got the beards down there, okay? And I'm weighing in, titties out and everything on the scale. Where's the privacy? We finna get freaky. We're gonna have a fight. Privacy. The person who signed up for this shit decided that it wasn't going to be private no more, right? Not me. When I sign up to do this, when I sign up for a fight, right? I'm signing up. If you want to know my business, I'm going to tell you my business, right? Because I'm signing up to get freaky on a public platform, right? That's what this fight game is, especially for women. Now, sorry y'all, because it looked like my battery want to go. Um, Now, the transgendered person now wanted to protect their privacy. Go sit down somewhere, right? Because if you are a transgender person, right, and you don't want to be, you want to slip in and you don't want to tell anybody, you won't even give us a chance, right, to say, okay, I respect that. Let's do it. Right? Because if it was me signing up for the Quebec Golden Gloves, if it was too bad, when they used to call me too bad back in the day, a transgendered bitch would have got knocked out. You know what I mean? It wasn't like it wasn't right. My gladiators, my coaches, my teammates, my guys prepared me. Right. So either way, Sugar was going to come out with the number one, with the belt, with the gold medal, whatever it is, right? Now we in a time now where people getting sensitive. Is women's boxing a place for this sensitivity to be at? No, boo boo, no. Right, so we trying to clear this shit out. Looks like I got somebody joining in. Uh, JD Smith, the Digi artist. Hey, you always chime in. Good to see you. Says, I would assume allowing transgender folk to compete would take some more time and research to see how fair the playing field is. This transgender boom we are in is relatively recent. I'm with you on that. You know, that's what I was just saying. Um, my whole thing about that is, like I said, it's still very new. We don't know, like, transgendered people are still pretty new to society, to me, the status quo society in general, right? We have to come, people are getting pronouns mixed up, you know, inherently. You know, we're not trying to disrespect people or anything like that, but to be honest, like, I don't even understand the full extent of it without being, I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but you know, a lot of my friends, I'm telling you, I, one of my sweethearts is a transgender person, and they had to sit me down and say, "Nah, Suge, this is why this is this, and this is how we feel and stuff." And you know, I had to get the education of that. But a lot of people aren't blessed enough to be able to have that education, you know, learning and learning about this something different and knowing it. You know, I'm gonna say this. You know, there's a lot of ignorant people out there who it's going to take some time for them to get it. Right. And it's not ignorance. No, I'm not calling it ignorant to be disrespectful. It's just ignorant where they could barely get the first thing right, much less this other thing now that we're dealing with. Um, JD Smith, Digi Artist says, NDE and weigh-ins, pics or it didn't happen. Natalie Sugar Brown. Um, you talking about with the Quebec incident? There were, I mean, I tried to see if there were, they don't have pictures at the weigh-ins. Like, they're not allowed to take, even though when I was in Turkey, when women, you know, when we had the second women's world, I was in the first and the second women's world championships. When we were weighing in, like the male coaches were in there looking at us, you know what I'm saying, pum pum out and everything, like, you know, and Team USA we had to stick together, and you know, the rules were just going. We had to stick together and stand in front of our girls, whoever came on our team. We stood in front of our teammates on the scale. So the team like surrounded the lady who was weighing in, right? So she could have some privacy because they insisted that we be naked on the scale, right? So, you know, we had to deal with that. but that was some time ago. It's been a while, right? It's been a while. So now, looking at this now, I'm not sure how this is going to go about. I'm not sure how the, status quo, how it's going to go with, the weigh-ins and the whole, just the whole process of it. Because there was a process. There was a, we are, I guess it is, it's going to be intrusive for the transgendered woman too, because they're going to be testing her hormone levels, just like how, they tested us, or we, our cycles were charted, our female cycles were charted. I guess, their hormone cycles will be charted, and they will have to act according to to their cycles, right? Michael Orr, hey Mike, comes in talking about Miss Too Bad slumping men and women out here. And you ain't never lied about that, because that ain't no lie. The story is out there in the streets. Yeah. Um, the men, women and men have gotten slumped, right? But I'm not speaking, I'm not bragging about it or anything. What I'm saying is, when you learn to play with fire, everyone can get burnt. You understand what I'm saying? So to me, this transgender situation is, to me, it'll probably filter out a lot of, you know, females who ain't ready. You know what I'm saying? Michael Or comes in talking about love the braid sugar. Thank you. This, you know what I'm saying? I'm back. You know what I'm saying? That, like, I'm back with uh, I'm back on that tangent. You know what I mean? Um yeah, this is fight mode for sure. When them cornrows come back, and when them braids come back in my head, it done gone bad. It done gone bad. Sugar back on that tangent. Anyway, I think that's a good thing though. Shoot, my battery. Y'all just give me a second. Let me see how I can get this battery to keep going, so we could finish having this show. I tell you, one thing I love about y'all is y'all see how get y'all really ratchet Sugar gets on here, because I don't have no fancy background, no fancy mic. I do it how I am, right? I, I, I do it with the lights on. But, right, I want, I don't have to put any of the, I don't have to put any of the garnish or the window dressing, because I like to say, I'm spitting bars on here. Just that real ether. Just that real right? That I'm spitting. We having real conversations about something that's very real. Women behaving badly. Now y'all give me a minute so I could charge this phone up. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Let's see how this will work. Goodness. Y'all hear this? All right. Sorry, y'all. This live. This how y'all know it's live. Y'all getting it. Y'all getting me on this real time right here. Real sugar, right? Not no process. Goodness gracious. All right. Shoot. Phone done dropped. Look at that. Won't he do it? Look how things go. Let's see. I don't know what to say. I don't cut. Let's see. I hope it's charging, y'all. All right. Um, Michael Orr comes in. Michael Orr, you know, I'm a Caribbean woman, right? I'm Jamaica, Ruby Scott daughter. We out of Jamaica, okay? Um, so he knows a bit of patois. When the braids are here, uh, there are one war upon the horizon. Exactly. I'm ready for war, right? But you know, just going back to the conversation, like I said, you know, this move right here just may filter out a lot of participants who just ain't ready for this type of ride, right? Because boxing was never a game, never. That's why they didn't like to see women do it, because they felt like we were gonna uh-oh, looks like I gotta refresh. Give me a second. Y'all, I'm okay. Sorry about this, y'all. This mountain life, okay? Um, so going back to what I was saying, that's why, you know, a lot of the old school, you know, they didn't like to see, or they don't like to see women behaving badly, or women fighting or boxing. They felt like we were going to soften the sport. But, you know, over here, we saying as women, this shit ain't had nothing to do with y'all, right? But then there was a wave that came up. They wouldn't license women, right? We tried to do our own thing. The men, the sanctioning, the commissions, and all of this wouldn't license us, wouldn't acknowledge, sanction our fights, wouldn't do any of this. So we came up with our own stuff, right? And then as time went by, knuckleheads started running after the male, the male journey. So they jumped off of our road that we were paving and jumped on the male, on the men's stuff, right? We want to do 3 minute round. We want to do this. We want the men's belts. We had our own belts. We had our own ranking system. We were doing all right. We would have been even more all right on the whole if we just stuck together. Right now, you got broads out here talking about, I want to fight. I'm fighting for women, and we want 3 minute rounds. No, bit, no, little bish. You, after you done had a whole ass career, right? Paddington your shit with 2 minute fights. Now you want to fight 3 minutes. Well, guess what? It may work for your ass now, because I would love to see you get in the ring with a transgender bitch for 3 minutes. That's what I want to see, right? Yeah, girl, you gonna get what you want, girl. You gonna get what you want, right? Cause I'd love to see that, right? Um, because this is different. I don't care what anybody had to say, right? Uh, man, someone with the male mass putting their hands on you is different from someone with female mass. I don't care what the hormones look like, putting their hands on you, right? I've sparred both, and I've gotten in there with hormonally trans, both. Okay, it don't feel the same, right? One don't feel like the next. A trans woman ain't got that stank on it like a original gendered men, right? And vice versa. A trans woman got that weight, right? Got that male weight, right? The hands still, you know what I'm saying? You're they're still, their makeup is still the foundation of that makeup. They still got them big ass hands. Sorry, I'm gonna call a thing a thing. Okay, so they still got the big hands. Ain't nothing shrinking or nothing. They just more female. Their hormones they've subdued the male part of themselves, and the more female part of themselves come out. But that don't mean that they ain't got the hands and all of that. You know what I'm saying? They still padded and ready, right? So I mean, I'm gonna call a thing a thing. Oh my gosh, my phone. Ooh, it ain't charging. Y'all give me a second. Y'all give me a second. Dear Lord, I'm gonna have to hold this thing in my hand. Oh, now it's working. All right, let's see. I'm gonna hold it like this. Okay. So the whole y'all, if y'all ask me something, my whole conversation, my whole thread went and got erased. So just bear with me tonight, with this conversation. But I want to talk about it, okay? Now, I want to say this, okay? Now that this decision has been made, amateur runs into pro, right? So we're going to have, okay, now transgender contenders for professional boxing, okay? And whether they fight in 2 or 3 minutes, they in this, right? We get freaky. We all, excuse me, y'all. I'm gonna figure out how I'm gonna do this. Okay, let's see how. Let's see how this. Can it work like this? All right. Um. So yeah, this is something for that we all really need to discuss as a whole, because um just put it this way, I don't think women's boxing, our industry, is mature enough for this addition um to our business, because it's our business. Okay, I don't care what any of y'all say. Women's boxing is women's business, right? And we have to figure out now if a transgendered woman represents us as women in this industry. Does a transgendered woman represent me? Is a transgendered woman someone that I can identify with as a woman? You know, it's different. It's different, because I'm going to say this. I don't identify with a transgendered individual. I don't know what that. I can identify with a woman, a natural woman, because guess what? She got two titties. I know she well, not just because you got titties, but what I'm saying is she um her place in society, her expectations in society are the same as mine, right? I'm expected to be certain things in society, and I was working um my my avenue is I was working from the perspective, or from the angle of, a lot of people told me when I first started boxing as a young girl, you're not gonna get a husband. You're not gonna be your body's gonna get too masculine. You're not gonna be able to get pregnant. You're not gonna be able to have a baby. Nobody, just a lot of these. They're gonna think this of you. They're gonna think that, and I dispelled all of those things that were considered negative aspects of being a female fighter, a woman boxer, right? So I know y'all may say, well, why can't a transgender a woman dispel those things. Well, just a transgender woman, for me, I can't identify with a transgender woman because um, I was never a man. You know what I'm saying? This transgender person can tell me, well, when I was a man, such and such and such. Now I'm a woman, such and such and such. I'm like, well, motherfucker, I ain't never been a man before. Like, I, I, I don't know if we're just the same struggle. You know what I'm saying? It's not a sport. Like, women's boxing is a way of life. Being a female fighter is a way of life. As stupid as some of these women act out here, but a lot of male fighters act stupid too, right? But it's a way of life. I see crazy broads like some of these crazy bitches out here all the time, right? So they can identify. I seen stud bitches out here, the same all the time. We may have different experiences, but you can. Is only one sugar, but you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of bad bitches out there like Suge. You know what I'm saying? Um, JD Smith, the digi artist, comes in and says, it's interesting because I recall UFC heavyweight fighter Frank Mir talking about when he put on 25 pounds to keep up with the likes of a Shane Carwin, and he was still at a disadvantage because the bigger guys were used to moving every day with that mass. Will trans women have a similar advantage? See, you asking me that question, I can't tell you what advantages a trans woman would have. Goodness, I'm sorry. I hate this angle, y'all. I I would say a trans woman would have to answer that question. But what I will say, in someone who has um been in, goodness, the phone, who has sparred, have trained and sparred and interacted with trans women in that aspect. They were still big like a dude. You know what I'm saying? It was still they still had the body type like a dude. You know what I'm saying? Like a man. It was just that they were more feminine. They looked more feminine. But they still had, and the shoulders were still wide, the chest was broad, the back was still broad. You know what I'm saying? It's just now, they look like women. You see what I'm saying? So I don't care about your hormones or whatever it is. It's not going to make you weak. If you have the structure, it's going to work for you in any kind of physical encounter. If you have a structural advantage, then it's going to work for you. That's all I have to say. Okay. And they did. It's just that, should something else. You know what I'm saying? I knew what I was signing up for. And as a matter of fact, I felt disrespected that a trans bitch had the nerve to try to test me. You want to you want to try with me? That's how I was. And it wasn't that, oh, because you're trans, right? It's because you trying to get in here with Suge? You know what I'm saying? You trying to get in here. You better figure out before you get in here with Suge. Now, coming up together, like with this Quebec situation where the 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 how can I call it, the original female, she found out through her coach about the trans female that she was going to fight. She wasn't sure of herself. She was in a learning situation, right? Even yet and still, this trans person had fights when they were male, right? So then you get to start all the hell over from scratch. You know what I'm saying? And somebody that I can't do that. She couldn't do that. She couldn't be something different. So that's the fly in the ointment for me with this introduction of a different social approach in my industry and in my sport. Okay, so it's not that, I mean, like I said, whoever wants it can get it, right? But my women's boxing is not just a sport. It's not a sport, right? Just like male boxing really, I mean, they put some, some rules and stuff in there. I mean, men are getting damaged by other men in there, getting thrown, shark bait. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, can you imagine now with all the shenanigans and the cheating and shit going on? Suppose now you have a transgender athlete, female, up to the same bullshit shenanigans that these cheating ass regular females are doing, right? It's gonna be more hurting out here. We are not built to take that shit as original women. It's not gonna work. I mean, yes, I will say, I got with some transgendered women. I made them out, right? But that type of toil now on my body, on my brain, hit with that type. So D. Smith says your internet connection just got a 10 to 8 round over you. I guess you're saying that internet's breaking up. Cool. I get it. I mean, I'm trying my best. JD Smith, I'm up here in the mountains and I'm doing the show. Yeah, just try to keep up. It's a 10-8 round, but that don't mean I ain't gonna win, bitch. Got it? Hope so. So, be the last time. Okay, talk to me nice. Tell me if this makes a difference. Tell me if this makes a difference. So that's where I am with that. I was saying before, out here with these broads talking about 3-minute rounds, how much we getting paid and all of this and all of that. When the real shit was going over their head. Suge already did the show about this, right? And then this comes up. My eyes wide open, because I'm real in the field, right? These talk shows and all of this shit, they're not talking about this stuff. It doesn't matter to them because they haven't lived it. They don't know what this thing really means. I talk about all of these things that I talk about is real shit when it comes to women's boxing, women's fighting, right? The real stuff, the real talks and conversations that need to be had because, um, Yeah, who are you gonna fight? And do you think this fight, bitch? She'll fight. A, a broad gonna fight. It doesn't matter who she gonna fight. It's whether you like her or not, right? That's all about. So I don't care about no interviews really out there unless it's it's about some real beef. You know what I'm saying? But these interviews, she's well spoken, and I'm sorry, I've probably been through that. So it's not it's not exciting to me. I don't care how well a broad speaks, actually. Right? Give me the most down low and dirty broad. If she can get freaky in there, you know what I'm saying? And if I like how she fights, she got my money. I'm gonna buy her. I'm gonna buy me a ringside seat, whether it be outside on pay-per-view or ringside, right? To watch her, because I love it when a woman can behave badly, right? There's an art to it, right? And that's what I want to see, a woman behave badly, right? Because we've always been taught that we can't, we shouldn't, and not to. And now look at us, right? We have platforms we can do it on, and we have our styles that make the fights that people want to see, right? So that's what this whole thing's about. Now, to add another social group to something that we've been trying to get recognition for, to fight for our identity and our value system, you know, throwing that into the mix for us and on our end, to me, is um something now that we have to we all have to come together, and whether we like it or not, make a decision on, because at the end of the day, it's our decision, right? And it's not a I hope they're not trying to make this struggle like how they were making, oh, black people, white people, or Asian people, like, I hope this ain't a race thing, right? Because in all races there are men and women in all races, right? But now when you switching up, that's a whole other category, right? And in different understandings of that, right? There's different understandings of that, whether you black, white, Asian, whatever it is. You come in for you're that's something that we have to be. It's Yeah, y'all. This, this ain't one of Sugar's best shows, but stick with me, right? So and like I said, every time I have to refresh my thread erases. So if you have something to say to me, just retype it, please. Right? Let's keep this conversation going. Um, okay, that was good. Thank you, lovely assistant, for doing that. Um, so this, this thing is something, like I said, women's boxing, we have to make a decision on, right? And it's not about hurting feelings, and it's not about being private. This is about what is our voice, because mofos are making decisions for us, right? I never heard as a whole women, right? Women fighters, women boxers really having this conversation about if how we feel about fighting transgendered individuals. Like we everyone can practice together, but now when it comes to, because like I said, this is not a game. Boxing is not a game. You don't play boxing. Please tell me, show me where they say you play boxing, right? Get in there. I want to see whoever say it to get in there and play boxing with somebody, right? See if somebody try to push your teeth back down your throat, right? With these, if you feel like they playing, right? Whether it be with the headgear on or not, right? When we swing, we don't swing to miss. This is a very real mindset, right? And so, um, many, like I said, there's a lot of fan gals and fan guys that talk about women's boxing. All of a sudden, everybody got a women boxing show. Everybody know the facts. Everybody got an opinion about women's boxing, but where y'all asses was at, right? I didn't see none of y'all asses, right? Now that it's cute. Now we got pink boxing gloves, right? Now we got females out here making a damn fool of themselves on big platforms. Now you want to make a show about it. Now you want to be interested, right? Right? Without knowing people, the ones who, for nothing but heart, made sure there was a foundation laid. So that's where I am with with this whole thing. Now, I mean, we're an hour in, and thank you guys for whoever has stuck with Suge for this long. Thank you. I'm going to touch a little bit on some other things that came up. So make me big, lovely assistant. You could take this off. All right, now let's let's talk about what's been happening. So I saw that Fran Sean and Shadeja fought. Now, I don't know if y'all remember so one of the Shadeja people came on my show and wrote something in my comments about don't mess with that one, right? Like I was talking for Gazy. Like I was coming off like a jealous bitch. No, I wasn't. Right? I just knew that Shadeja didn't have it. She really didn't have it to deal with someone like Fran Sean Cruz or Savannah Marshall or things like that. Shadeja needed a bit more seasoning. I thought she was force raped, right? Because she a big scary stud. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of big scary studs out here, right? But at the end of the day, you gotta fight. You gotta know how to fight. You know what I'm saying? And I just thought, they talking about, oh, she the one, she gonna come get Clarissa. She the one. Right? I mean, I is like I said, I love to see women behaving badly. I've had some good days at the office and some bad days at the office. But guess what, bitch? I always showed up. Sugar always showed up. Okay? And so me saying showing up means that even the fights that I've lost, people said, you know what? I wouldn't mind seeing her run it back. Yeah. Right? There wasn't any of my fights where people were like, yeah, that, they Sugar always put on a show. Sugar always made it so that, you know what? Let's do it again. And I'll pay the same price or extra, right? So that's where we're going for. That what I want is the money. I want the money, right? Even though we're not getting it, I'm not getting it, I want to see these girls, I want to see these broads earn their money, right? We used to get real freaky in there, right? The opponents, the contenders, the champions, right? We styles make fights. Now, I saw a little bit of the Shadeja Green versus Franchon Cruz fight, and um, I've seen more spirited sparring. You know what I'm saying? You know Franchon gonna come in there and turn it in and turn it into a messy fight. That's Franchon's style, right? Franchon, she can fight. And fighting is, like I said, styles make fights. Just because you're a messy fighter don't mean you can't fight, right? So it was up to Shadeja to contain that mess, to contain, to, like how we would say Savannah Marshall, right? Franchon kept running into that big ass wall that's named Savannah Marshall, right? And she did, because Franchon ain't gonna stop. Franchon ain't gonna stop, and she's tough, right? So you ain't gonna really see you. It would be very impressive if someone stopped Franchon Cruz, right? She's not giving up no weight. She's always her weight. She always comes in at for the most part the top of her game. She never had to suck down for anybody. So when you're preparing for Franchon Cruz, prepare for a bull, right? Am I back, y'all? Prepare to roll with the pig and prepare to look and not calling her a pig, but prepare for that and prepare to look good doing that shit. Prepare to look better than her doing it, if that's what you're going to do, or prepare to clean that damn pig up, right? It's that saying, if you roll with a pig, right? Y'all look it up. You could Google it, right? So I saw it. I looked at the fight. There was nothing, Good luck, Jake Paul, in selling Shadeja after that fight with Franchon, because she didn't. Nobody got dropped. Nobody was bleeding. You know what I'm saying? It didn't look like it didn't look like what everybody expected. A fight of that caliber to be. Right? So when you make investments, is it Jake Paul and Amanda? Amanda, yeah, girl. Um, when you make investments, sorry, y'all. So I'm back. You know what? Because it's the thing about it is the connection's so bad. But I really wanted to have that, this talk, because I've been away I've been away for a while, and I really appreciate my misfits for showing up and for y'all watching my shows, all 4, 5, 50, 11, 10, however many of y'all. Okay. But um, as I was saying, when you make an investment in a fighter, especially a female fighter, there has to be some kind of understanding of what the longevity of this woman will be, right? Regarding your investment. And it's not about, oh, because there used to be an issue where they hated when we had babies, right? When early in my career I became I was pregnant, right? I had a lot of people, investors and everything, who wanted to sign me and had big plans for me, but right before I turned pro, I got pregnant. Yeah. Okay. Best choice I ever made in my life. Okay. But at the same time, I lost a lot. A lot of people backed out. No one, people didn't even want to answer my phone calls. People stopped talking to me. They did. It was really tough, you know, when that happened. Now, this shit's cute. Broads are having babies and coming back to boxing, right? When I was going through it, that's basically your career gone. So I had my baby, went up to 300 plus pounds, lost the weight, came back down, started boxing, right? And then come back, like boom, I'm back again. Started from the bottom and had to come get back, get my name back in these streets. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't an easy thing. These are the stories, I'd love to share it with you guys if you're interested. But these are the stories, from woman pugilists that I would have wanted to hear coming up, right? Because life happens, and if you don't have a flagship to know that this other woman or this happened to other women, you're going through it by yourself. And if you're not strong enough, if you don't believe, right? And if life happens even more, you'll give up on yourself and you'll give up on your dreams, right? But me, I'm hard headed, right? So I wasn't going to give up on my dreams. I guess I was just going to be the only weirdo who was a mother that was fighting, or even though there were other women prior to me who were mommies fighting, but they were looked at as, oh, right? Well, I joined the club. Guess what, bitches? Let's get t-shirts and matching jackets. We the badass mommy club, right? We the mommies who behave badly, right? Daycare in the back of the gym while we get freaky. And then after the sparring and the training ends, we go get our babies and go home, right? It wasn't cool to be like that at one time. Now it's cool. Now you see fighters with their children in the ring with them when they getting, Ebony Bridges just got beat by the goodness. And I hate to say Ebony's name and not the champion's name. Lovely assistant. Who was the fighter that just won the title from Ebony Bridges from Japan? Not good with the name. I haven't, the name misses me. Or one of y'all look that up, right? But she had her daughter in the ring with her. She brought her daughter over to see her win or lose, right? Fight, win or lose. Okay, R Scarf One, where you been at? Hey, hey, boy. Good to see you. Our Scarf One comes in with Mayo Yoshida. Okay? Flew across the pond with her baby girl and snatched the belt up off of Ebony Bridges' sexy ass. Now you tell me. I love that story. I love it, right? Ebony weighed in the lingerie and everything, right? I'm sure that woman, she's a mom, right? After you get pregnant, Number one, you got to convince yourself that you can go back in there. You can train like you did again. You got to keep yourself safe. You got to keep your faculties. You got to be there in this. You got to be focused as a gladiator. You got to be focused. You know what I'm saying? In playing with this fire, right? In swinging and not missing, and knowing that people they swinging at your head and they not trying to miss. And then you got to go home for your baby and be okay, right? Because you don't want your baby to see your nose, eye black, mouth, but you want to be okay so your baby don't see you like that. You know what I'm saying? So, that's quite a thing that she accomplished besides just winning a belt. That's the shit that I'm talking about, right? I identify with that, right? And even when I would have, even understanding that, even I remember the fighter Susie Taylor, okay? Old school fighter. She fought up there, middleweight, super middleweight. I remember, she had this swag about her. And I was just a young, wet nose, little scrappy girl in the gym. And I was like, wow, Susie, you're gonna talk, you're gonna talk. Wow, Susie, you going to Vegas to fight? Or wow, Susie, you gonna fight such and such? Susie looked at me, she said, man, I just want to get home. I'm gonna do this fight. I just want to get home because and buy my son this game he wants. Right? She just like she's in there, she's not thinking about, oh, I'm gonna fight. So she's a mom. She was a mom first. Shoot, I want to get back. I gotta get back to my babies. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that right there. When I saw her do that, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna be a mommy who fight too. As a matter of fact, my dream. I remember coming up. I remember when I was coming up, I used to be in school and hear people talking about my granddaddy was Golden Glove, or people say my daddy was about my daddy Golden Glove or whatever, right? So I used to in my mind, I used to be like, shit, I want my son or daughter to be like, yeah, my mom was boxing. My mom was Golden Glove. My mom was this, or my grandmother was Golden Glove. My mom silver medal. And guess what? I made that shit happen. You know what I'm saying? That was my dream coming true. That's a legacy that I'm leaving. My grandchildren, my great grandchildren, gonna be talking about Grandma Shug, right? Mama Shug, Big Mama Shug, the champion, the fighter. You know what I'm saying? These are the things that I identify with, right? Because Ruby Scott, that was my champion, right? She ain't had no ring, but she was a fighter. So it's my Pam, Trifine, Pam out here. She sometimes chime in, right? She ain't no joke either. She'll trade whatever suit she wearing for that orange suit for any of her children and her grandchildren, right? So I come from that stock, right? Long line of women who behave badly. My auntie, all of us, right? So there's there was a place for us. Our scarf one comes in and says, I was late, sorry. You're late, but listen, when you show up, you on time for me. Thank you, baby. Bruce Gas Boxing, Jazz and More comes in and says, peace to the sisters at Talking Fight Boxing. Well, peace to you, Bruce Gas. Thanks for chiming in. I was on this show, I was talking about, the transgender community joining the women's boxing platform through amateur boxing. Because I know, from amateur boxing, it'll come into women's professional boxing. So just talking about that, making a platform for people to respectfully, right? I know I know no one has some. There has been some clowns that come on my show, but they don't stay very long because listen, when it comes to, I hurt your feelings too. I hurt you with these, but I can hurt your feelings too with what I say. So they couldn't stick around for too much longer. Um, After Suge leaned into their ass, but yeah, we were talking. I was talking about that. Um, uh, my misfit. What is it? DJ Smith, Digi Artist. I hope I got your name right. Had some questions about that regarding the 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 structural difference, and if it would be a benefit or a disadvantage to either party, participating, right? Because then we'll have transgendered women fighting with natural born women, right? And as I said before, I've worked with them all, right? um, Young, old, male, female, trans, um, all of them got a little bit, all of them got some of this sugar, right? Um, so from my perspective, I do know that there is a difference. There is a difference. Um, and the wear and tear from, fighting someone who has a male, who was born with a male structure, would be very hard on someone who's a natural born woman. Not to say a trans woman won't get her ass whooped in there, right? And not to say we I know for damn sure a lot of these natural born women going to get they shit rocked by some of these trans women, right? Because they thumping. Okay, you gotta know what you're doing in there. Bruce Gas, Boxing Jazz and More says, no, not trans fighting women. I can't support that. So why wouldn't you support that, Bruce? And just let me know. Uh, I get it, right? All of us ain't going, right? I don't think I would want to support that either. Why? Because we're not, as women's boxing, the standard of women out here who are fighting, that just average women who fight, we're not ready to navigate in that type of situation. Most of us are still learning. Most of us are not seasoned enough to deal with those type of waters, right? Because those are that's some real you know some high and low tides, right? And yeah, that surfboard shit, sometimes you wipe out. Bruce Gas Boxing Jazz and More says, I don't want to watch that. Okay. So you just wouldn't want to watch something like that. It's not entertaining to you, is what I'm hearing you say, right? It's not your type of entertainment, which is a great point, right? A lot of people who want to watch women's boxing, even women's amateur boxing, is because they want to see two original women fight. They just want to see that. They want to see two original women fight. Okay? And yes, there's a difference. I'm sorry to say, you're not just gonna turn into a man. You're not gonna be a man and turn into a woman and tell me that you're the same as me. I was born a woman. I've been a broad. I've been a woman this whole time. Yes, the whole time. I ain't skipped no days. Right? So you can't come and say you're the same as me. You know what I'm saying? But another broad, she could come on here. She could come in the ring and say, "Bitch, I'm the same as you. Let's fight." All right, bitch, let's go. Let's get freaky and may the best broad win, right? That's where I am with it, right? Because when women fight, we fight with feeling. Men don't fight with feeling. We fight with feeling. We really do, right? That's why our style is so entertaining. That's why I don't want to lose a lot of the stuff that we have, that people talk about, oh, her technique and she clean punches or whatever. I don't give a nah. So like I said, I appreciate a fighter like Franchon Cruz fighting. I even appreciate a wild ass broad like McCaskill windmilling her ass in there fighting. Now I don't agree with them, pulling the okey doke on people and robbing people who really beat them, right? But styles make fights, right? So I would love to see a bitch a bitch getting either winning a fight, windmilling her ass off, or getting a bitch getting beat up, windmilling, right? I want to see it. That's entertaining to me. She's behaving badly with someone, and listen, who doesn't want to see women behaving badly? I just think that's just, men can do what they want. They've always been able to do what they want. We're the ones in all different societies that have had constraints and rules on what we supposed to be and how we supposed to be. But you'll always find one of us, black, white, red, yellow, green, whatever, in whatever culture or society, you'll always find a group of us broads who behave badly. I love it. So our scarf one says, Bruce Gas Boxing Jazz and More says, like a pit bull versus a poodle. Okay, so but who you calling the pit bull and who you calling the poodle? Because I've turned a lot of men and trans women into poodles. So who got in the pit bull? Listen, don't even call me a pit bull, right? Yeah. So who's the pit bull and the poodle? Like I said, like you never know. Like when the ring, Jim was jumping, right? I had a standing room when I was in there. I'd never forget. The trans woman that I sparred, she was 6 foot and she was hurting bitches and came to my gym because she wanted some sugar. Yeah. She was running around town trying to be bad. My town? My town? My town? Where sugar be at? I had to shut the shit down. I made her cry. Yeah. Because I earned what I am. I had never been, I wasn't, I didn't start off like this. You know what I'm saying? So when you get in there, you go and get it pure 100% sugar, right? And the thing about it is, good days and bad days at the office, that's what you're going to get, right? But like I said, on the average, there are women in general, women fighters, women boxers do not have that moxie and that experience as a whole to deal with those type of waters, navigate those type of waters, right? People thought I was crazy for doing that shit. When she showed up, I said, oh, so you showed up. You for real, for real. Huh? Oh, I'm going to give it to you good, right? Because I took it as a challenge. I took it as, oh, you coming in here with me, right? And I know that she was stepping to me, right? She said, oh, you the baddest bitch around here. Guess what? I think I'm badder. And I had to show her, nah, and you work on what you working on. Because I'm me, right? So our scarf one says, imagine if this was allowed when Clarissa Shields was an Olympian. Would she have won the gold medal? think Clarissa Shields has the IQ to deal with with that. Clarissa Shields has. Don't sleep on Clarissa Shields. She's not the GWAT. She's not the GWAT. Clarissa, baby, you're not the GWAT. You could fight your little ass off, but you're not the GWAT. Clarissa Shields has a great IQ for a female fighter. She does. And let's not take that away from her, even though, she does behave badly, right? Good and bad. I think she would have I think she would have still won. I think she would have still gotten where she is because she is one of the smartest women fighters out here right now. One of, okay? Bruce Gas Boxing, Jazz and More said, you would fight a dude? All right, so let me be very clear on this, baby. Let me be clear on this. I fought underground, I fought sanctioned. I can say this now. I've been on different platforms, right? I have fought dudes. I fought dudes just for fucking with me. You know what I'm saying? I fought dudes, not to say I'm walking around Billy Badass. I'm not calling no dudes out like Clarissa calling out no Thurman or whatever. But like I said, or I'm going to say this, I can hold my own for a little bit. After a while, I'm going to get the hell out of there, right? I'm not going to make a business. I'm not going to make it my business to fight men, which is what the introduction of that type of now matching does, right? Because now adding trans individuals to the business aspect of it, now it's going to be about the money. It's going to be about adding this component to a profession, right? You can't go to are you going to go to somebody who is a neurologist and say, look at my heart, open my chest and look at my heart? You a surgeon, you could do it. No, they're going to look at you and say, that is not my profession. That is not well, I went to medical school and I've done this and I know certain things, but that ain't my bag. You need to go to a brain surgeon. I mean, you need to go to a cardiac surgeon, right? I can't go to a brain surgeon to work on my heart and vice versa. So this is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. There are specialists out there. So I specialize in fighting women. That's my specialty. Now, that doesn't mean I hadn't practiced with other types of genders, but that doesn't mean that I'm going to go into business doing that. That's what I'm talking about. I hope you understand. Drunk Irishman comes in. Hey, says facts, Bruce. Okay. Technique comes in. Link. Technique comes in. Who's trans? And you done joined the conversation late, baby. Technique says nobody wants to see that. Technique says Katie Taylor is the GWAD. I beg to differ. Now, Katie Taylor is a good fighter as well, but she's not the GWAD. You can't run away from. You can't be a professional track star in the boxing ring and be a GWAD. You got to be like, can you imagine? You gotta fight. You gotta fight. And Katie Taylor's style makes her a good champion, but that doesn't make her a GWAT, okay? Doesn't make her a GWAT. I have not seen where Katie Taylor can fight, right? If she could fight, she would have the first time she would have beat Chantel Cameron. Chantel fought her ass, right? Chantel Cameron beat Katie Taylor ass, handed her that first L like, here you go, bitch. Here you go, boo boo. There you go. Right? And then the second time, well, Katie Taylor had to change her game up, but she, she she ain't the what? Okay, so y'all coming in quick, man. Okay, Bert Popper says this is crap. Okay, so I wonder what you talking about, Bert. Yeah, because what you talking about? You tuned into this. Host says she also gets slumped by guys in sparring. Okay, yeah. So, and that's what happened. Listen, that's what she get, right? That's what she gets. That's what Clarissa get, right? You don't go in, like I said, and that's what I've said before. You go in there as a woman, you step in the ring, you talking about you going bang with a man? Well, guess what? That's what you get. If you get put on your ass, that's what you get. Right? And talking about he put the damn padding out the gloves. Well, little mama, guess what? Your ass felt you when the round you was feeling it. You didn't stop, right? So you was woman enough to take to not go with the padding. Be a woman enough to say, you know what, he got me. I learned that day because guess what? I know for damn sure Clarissa Shields ain't going to bark too much more about what she could do with no man. I know she ain't going to do that. Drunk Irishman says, Katie Taylor's a goat. Of course you'd say that. You're Irish. Technique says, yes, she has no chin. Who have no chin? Who have no chin, Technique? Bert Pooper says Katie with the heart. Okay, so Bert, look like you a fan of Katie Taylor. Good on you. Technique says that guy barely touched her. Holy shoot. Well, wait a minute. Technique, I just want to know if you how many times you've been barely touched? You know what I'm saying? If somebody gets dropped, you know what I'm saying? You can't judge. You can't put the weight on none of that because you weren't there. You ain't even feel the wind fly by your face, right? But we do know, right, that she got put on her ass. And the best of us have been dropped, okay? It just happens. Like, you gonna make an omelet and not break some eggs, right? Technique says, I wouldn't even touch her. Well, Technique, I don't know. My whole thing is this: as a fighter, when I step in that ring, if you step in there across me, you're gonna get touched. And the same thing about me. When I step in the ring and I'm across from you, I expect that you won't want to touch me too, right? That's just that's it. That's why it's not a game. My host says, yes, she claims he had loaded gloves. Loaded with what? Right? Girl, what was loaded was her damn camp. Right? That shit, you seen how fast that shit leaked? Girl, them people ain't your friend. You ain't got no friends. Right? Girl, where were all them people that supposed to be loving you and shit? Right? Because listen, when it came, like, if especially when I had a little bit of, when I had my stuff going, no one was allowed to take nothing unless I put it through the filter. Right? No, you can't have no phone in here. What you doing with that phone? Why? Because my people then, like, when I have my good people, because I've had bad people too, they know, right? No footage. Nobody gets footage of any of this freakiness because it can be used against me, right? It can be taken and sold, and people could be studying my stuff, right? Bert Pooper says, Katie with the heart is in love. I'm I'm only person at YTBC who can charm Katie Taylor in real life. Man, you don't see nothing about Katie in these books, do you? Katie Taylor don't say, you don't see her with nobody. She ain't said nothing. She don't quiet as kept. Katie don't say nothing. You notice that? She's mastered the art of minding her motherfucking business, right? And that's why y'all love her so much, because y'all really haven't heard her say much. Um, my host says, your thoughts. You talking to me, host? My thoughts on what? Bert Pooper says, I'd get a date with Katie. I'm king of females. Oh, okay. Well, you know what I'm saying? While you in your little daydream about Katie, we having a show here, baby. Um, Technique says, is this live or recorded? Well, let me just show you how live this shit is. I'm on a mountaintop and I'm fighting I'm fighting internet service and everything. This is very real, okay? Um, I'm sliding all over the data room that we got, the media room that we got to do this show. I am so grateful that everywhere people mess with sugar. Everywhere I go, you know what I'm saying? They let me have a little piece. They let me a piece of my, you know, sugar verse. They let me get into my world with you guys. So I, I appreciate that connection law. See, I'm sorry, y'all. In and out, especially when I slide from place to place in the media room here. But y'all just stick with me, okay? This conversation is live, and I'm loving it. Now, where we at, y'all? Bruce says, you are very pretty, sugar. Thank you, thank you. Thank you. It's like I'm hearing it for the first time every time. You want to know why? Because it's like I feel it. You know, so when somebody else tells you what they see when they look, they Hey, hey, okay. So I think y'all I guess that was a commercial. Okay. We back. So I think Katie Taylor does more running, right? Katie Taylor out of a 10-round fight, her ass will run the whole fight, and she'll probably stand and do her little flurries for the last, probably the last 2 rounds. So we just always know Katie Taylor gonna run for at least 8 rounds. You know what I'm saying? Clarissa Shields, now I see where you talking about Clarissa Shields is running and stuff too, and she does her little thing or whatever. But Clarissa Shields is the type of fighter, from what I've seen, she's turned into a momentum fighter. She returns your energy, which, if a fighter knows what they're doing, she could be very beatable if you know what you're doing. Fighting Clarissa that way, because I think she's become complacent in that sense, where she's waiting for you to do something so she can counter it, right? um she's not fighting people who really just brings a fight to her, unorthodox shit play, take her to places she's never been before, done, do, uncouth shit to her, like how back in the day we used to have to deal with a bitch hitting you in the back of your head. You know what I'm saying? And you still got to finish the fight because nobody cares. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. Now, it's a lot of rules and people and stop and everything like that. So she come up in in this untouchable era, right? Coming up in the era where you might just get back fisted, cross your temple, you get disoriented for a little bit, and she on your ass. You know what I'm saying? And you have to contain the crazy, shit like that. You gotta know how to fight to deal with that, right? Because it's still a fight. See, I haven't seen Clarissa Shields get into nothing, being nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? Somebody who will head up, buck your ass, right? Because everybody's scared of the enigma of Clarissa Shields. Ain't nobody out there trying to rough her up, right? There, like I said, I always say this. There's a fighter named Oksana Castillo. Would have been the answer. I would say that, right? Because Oksana Castillo fights like a pro, doesn't fight like an amateur that's turned into a pro. Oksana fights like a pro, so she would have done things to Clarissa that Clarissa would have to figure out on the spot while it's still piling up on top of her head. You know what I'm saying? Um, Technique says, don't even try to say Clarissa is the GOAT. Who are you telling? I can say whatever I want, first of all. But who said that? Were you even paying attention? Clarissa ain't no goat or what? It's only one goat. Y'all tell me who the goat is. Who's the goat? Tell me. Let me see how much y'all know boxing. Who's the goat? Um, R Scarf One says Amanda Serrano is the GWAT, in my opinion. Yeah, baby. Amanda Serrano is not no GWAT. If in a wonderful, it would have been beautiful if Cindy and Amanda fought, the sisters, because Cindy is the one. Cindy could fight, not Amanda. Amanda is Amanda was lucky enough to follow in her sister's footsteps. What their manager or whoever he is, what Jordan did with Amanda is he was able to avoid the mistakes that Cindy made with Amanda. I mean, when you taking away a grown ass woman's cell phone and telling her she can't have no friends or none of that shit, oh no. I don't know about that. You can't be a greatest woman of. You ain't no woman. You're not. How you gonna be a woman when you punish? When you want punishment the whole time? Like the last, I remember the only time I ever not talked on the cell phone and not had no boyfriend and not go to parties and shit was when I was on punishment. I was a little ass girl when that shit was happening to me. I can't identify with no shit like that. I'm a grown ass woman. The quad is a woman, not a kid, right? I want the quad need to be having life issues and be the champ still, dealing with some life shit. That's the quad. I don't care about no boxing. Man, the party is live, y'all. Wait a minute, let me catch up. Host said they both do. Yeah, they both run. Technique says, stop. Katie is clearly the guat and done the most for boxing. What have Katie done for boxing? Technique, what has Katie done for women's boxing? I ain't even got time to wait. Um, like Ali came back and got the Katie. My host says Katie is. Wait a minute. So goodness, y'all come and stop. Katie has cleared the guat and done the most for boxing. Cap by a long mile, no pun intended. Host says Katie is great. Technique says like Ali came back and got the W. Um, Ali went through a whole struggle that Katie ain't even touched or known about. So don't do that. Don't do that. Don't cheapen the legacy. Drunk Irishman. Sorry, I check. Ooh, I'm on 3%. I can't afford to cut this out. Conversation getting real. I plug this in. Um, and this when the phone gonna start acting up. Um, like how Ali came and got the W. Drunk Irishman says no female has better wins than Drunk Irishman. Name me some female fighters. See, you done messed yourself up. Now you done told on yourself. Please tell me what female fighters you know and what great female fights you know of. Themba Rajul says hello. Well, hello, Themba. Thanks for joining in. Bert Pooper says con. Okay, whatever that is. Bruce Gas Boxing, Jazz and More says MRP. Listen, y'all, I'm not good with the acronym, so y'all got to spell it out, please. Bert Pooper says go eat a banana. But who are you talking to? Who are you talking to? Bert, who are you talking to? You telling a grown-ass woman what to eat? Please, don't make me put some stuff on your plate. I'll tell you what to go eat. Alonso Amazing comes in with the shades. Okay, cool. Bruce Gas Boxing says she will trust me. You you must got the secret. You know what? Technique, whatever it is that got you feeling so confident about your pull, you need to bottle that bad boy and sell it because you too sure. You are too sure about what you got. Um, talking about start stalking me and shit. Yeah, man, you need to bottle that and sell it. Technique says, I don't want any of that trouble, bruh. I'll let Sonny Edwards have her. So I don't even know who that is. Host telling me to refresh. I don't want to refresh because I'm going to erase everything that's on the thread, and the thread's hot right now. I'm 2 hours in. Bruce Gas Boxing says I'm sticking with, yeah, and we got the tavern here as well. Bruce Gas Boxing, Jazz, and more says you keep going in and out. I'm sorry, you guys. Like I said, I'm up here. I'm in the mountains on some real bad, badass human being type shit. You know what I'm saying? Um, so just deal with me up here on the mountain, y'all. I promise you. Let's have some fun tonight. Alonso Amazing says, Sugar, sugar, how'd you get so fly? You got me twisted, lifting higher ceiling. Ooh wee, it's the ultimate feeling. You got me lifted, gifted. Sugar, sugar, how you get so fly? That sounds like a song, but I'm really feeling that. Thank you. How I got so fly, man? You got to buy the book. I'm telling you, it's some stuff. Sugar, 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 sugar. Thank you. Sugar, sugar done got fly, but it's a work in progress, baby. It's a work in progress. Two, okay. Well, and 79 cents connect. Go ahead to where you do support, baby. My platform is about women's boxing. Okay. So I mean, that's just that. Bruce Gas Boxing says you just did, Sammy. Slugger Sam says nope. Drunk Irishman says slugger. So I don't know what that is, okay? Technique. Are y'all giving me money? Because if y'all giving me money, then my guys need to put some of that change on my books. Higher accomplishments than Katie Taylor, right? You don't just go to the Olympics twice and win gold, right? Katie Taylor didn't do that. Katie Taylor beat the set. Katie has better accomplishments than Katie Taylor, right? Don't disrespect. It's three things I don't play about, and we all Okay, y'all. So I'm sorry. Funny thing about it is, thread got hot, and I see a lot of y'all running off at your mouth, especially this whoever you are, named Technique and Slugger or whatever. First of all, this my show, little bitch. I don't have to repeat nothing, right? You paid your money, and if I ain't say what you wanted me to say, bitch ass, go on and put in for your refund, okay? That's number one, right? Number two, you see where I'm at. You see my face. You can find me, right? Promises about internet gangsters and all of y'all little punks out, you going to do to me, right? Right? Is imaginary. And I don't have an imagination for no bullshit. You understand what I'm saying? I'm tried and true, right? Been out there, I've been there, done that. I'm real in these streets. I'm not on here with no fugazi nickname. You understand what I'm saying? When you go places and people chime in and they say Suge, they know it's me. They see this face. So don't come on my show with no disrespect behind no internet gangster bullshit, because you're not phasing me, right? And if you want to come on my show, you're coming on my show, you're paying me money. You think you could pay me money to disrespect me? It's not happening, because guess what? And guess what? I've already made my name. I know me, right? So my platform is about talking about issues in women's boxing, about women who behave badly. And for those of you all out there that respect women and women's boxing and what we do out there, right? One fighter over the other. Thank you for supporting us. For all of y'all other little freaky pizza face little nerd boys that ain't, and gals that ain't got nobody or ain't got nothing to do except for whack off with your little whatever it is you playing with, you're not going to pay your little $2.79 to waste my time. So that's how that's going to go. Now, because the internet is iffy up here in the mountains, I lost a lot of what y'all had to say. But in the conversation that was going on, we had a lot of people who are in love with Katie Taylor, and that's fine. You know what I'm saying? Katie Taylor is a good fighter, right? But she's not a gwad, and she's not the greatest, right? So y'all need to call a thing a thing. If y'all are in love with her, that's fine too, right? But we talking about fighting here, right? And what I know is when somebody is become in love with a fighter, right? They really don't know nothing about the game for real, right? Because ain't no love in fighting, right? We could love the fight, but ain't no love in fighting. Like I said, I wish I could have seen all the thread, because listen, y'all can't outdo and outsay nothing Sugar have to say. And I even saw on the thread where somebody's talking about this broad get on my nerves. I can't believe a little bitch came on my show. You came on my show talking about I get on your nerves. You came on my show. Who's your roommate? Yeah. Sorry, y'all. Well, one of my constituents. What you call it? So talking about yeah. Came on my show talking about this broad. You know what get on my nerves? Like I said, when people know they can hide behind the internet, when people know that they want to say what they want to say, because I'm telling you, especially me, like me being the type of broad to be up in these mountains learning the shit that I know. you really you really are better off in the internet talking your shit. Oh, about my father's business. I haven't seen you in a very long time. Now, you come in with Ann Wolf. Ann Wolf was a good fighter too. Ann Wolf was a good fighter. And I would like to say this: a fighter like I would love to see a fighter like Ann Wolf versus Clarissa Shields, right? Because Ann Wolf has raw rage. That's what motivated her. And she was athletically gifted, and she was trained with a good skill set, right? So I would have loved to see that. Would have been a great super match, Ann Wolf versus Clarissa Shields. And it also shows you the climate of what was and what is now. There's no female fighter out there who's on that type of timing like Ann Wolf was, right? Which doesn't pose a challenge for any of the middleweights to super middleweights out there right now. Host says, drunk, sad Irishman finished whacking, so he's probably sleeping in his Star Trek sheets. You know what I'm saying? Like, these are the and came in and paid some damn stinking $2 and something cents, so I could read. Boy, if you don't get your ass under them pissy ass covers that you texting on in the thread, hoping the girl you stalking right now even knows your even turns in your direction. You know what I'm saying? Cut that shit out before you end up at the rate you going. I hope you don't do this out in the streets. They mess around, you ain't gonna be drunk Irish no more. They finna call your ass Swiss cheese. The amount of holes you gonna collect through you. Anyway, host says, seems like today's youth got what it's like to feel what it's like to get punched in the mouth for talking shit. Well, they got the internet now, right? Because like I said, I came up in a time where, yeah, you really couldn't, you had to be standing on business to say some of the shit that these people say. But it really don't bother me because, like I said, y'all can see me, right? When I can see you, then you got a motherfucking problem. Bruce Gas Boxing Jaguar says, I love a gal who refers to herself as a broad. Listen, I'm broad, I've been a bitch, I'm a trend. You want to see some trends? I've been Mary Poppins right down to the fucking who the Grinch been scared of. Okay, that's just like I said, I'm a work in progress. So that's why nothing really bothers me. Every day's Friday for a broad like me. Scarf One says, Ann Wolf versus Layla Ali never happened, unfortunately. Yeah, but and like I'm gonna say this. If it's now, Clarissa Shields would have a chance against Layla. Would have a chance. But Layla keeps herself well. She has money. She knows what to do to get back in shape, and she's still fairly in the age bracket where she can make a comeback, a comeback, right? But Layla Ali, when she was actually in her fighting time, Clarissa Shields wouldn't have a chance because Layla Ali is big, like Savannah Marshall. But Layla Ali wants to fight. Layla Ali wanted smoke, especially like Layla Ali, Clarissa Shields. Really, she throws punches, but Clarissa Shields really don't have no bang. Layla Ali is a big girl, and she could bang. She had bang. Clarissa Shields would have had to fight the likes of Letitia Robinson, right? Like I said, Veronica Simmons, like big bad females, right? Clarissa Shields is blessed to come up in a time where there's no real sharks in the water. There were some sharks in the water back in those times. Um, Bruce Gas, Boxy Jazz, and more says, how about Mia St. John? I think she's hot. I think Mia St. John is hot too. The thing about Mia St. John is I can't respect a known cheater. She right up there with Alicia, you know, and all of these other roid um, gals, right? Um, you can't be taking steroids and be taken seriously, right? But like I've said, come with it all. I fought bitches on steroids too. Like I've sparred, but whatever, bring it. Whatever it is you want to shoot at, bitch. Whatever crack you want to be on, I'm with the shits because I've been with it, right? I've come a long way. I've come a long way. I'm like, um, and I'm grateful for where I am right now, right? But Mia St. John, she was a good fighter. I wouldn't call her great. Um, and she was a good fighter because she did have a good foundation, but I can't respect her and I can't put her in. She's disqualified herself because she has taken steroids and has admittedly taken the steroids. So I have to disqualify her. Oh, yeah, yeah. Okay. Okay, okay. Yeah, see. Okay, thank you. You see what I'm saying? I'm getting, okay. See, my people, let me do this up here in the conference room now. Thank you so much. Yeah, that'll work. Thank you. Okay, see what I'm saying? Yeah, yeah. You see what I'm saying? People mess with sugar out here. People love sugar out here. They give me what I want. I don't need no $2.50 bullshit. You know what I'm saying? We talking boxing. And they out here letting me up in the mountains. Like it's some serious shit. Anyway, so where was I? Yeah, and so Mia St. John, what I liked about Mia St. John is she you know what I'm saying? She made the whole game real. You know what I'm saying? Like she busted it wide open in Playboy and she said, you know what? And I could fight too. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, she busted it. She said, you know what? You know what? This is what I do. You finna look all up in my pussy, right? And you gonna watch me fight this bitch too. And I'm gonna make money, and we gonna both be happy because I'm gonna give you what you want, which is this entertainment. And that's what I like about Mia St. John. And I think that's what Ebony Bridges is coming back with the whole game. You know, having the onlys and all of that shit. This shit ain't new, right? It's just that she know that game is true, right? She know a lot of them, even some of the, you know, some of the people, the types like who just chimed in talking about with they $2.79 or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Jacking off onto their little pissy Power Ranger sheets. You know what I'm saying? Sheets for those, right? And they pay money for her, right? He up there whacking off to Katie Taylor. Come on, find you a real bad bitch, right? That'll show you the pull. You know what I'm saying? And could fight her ass off, right? And so there are many women out here with that game. Styles make fights. And that's what my platform is about. Talking about these women that do that. Talking about women who got the style, right? And behave badly and fight. Um, our Scarf One says Layla is 46.
I guess she could make a comeback. A comeback. Yeah, man. She ain't living no hard life. She living good. Um, uh, and like the only time when you really can't make a comeback, especially in women's boxing, is if you like you've had some awful injuries. You know what I'm saying? Torn retinas, like you're punchy. You've had concussions. Like you can't come back medically from it. But to start getting your ass back up and getting hungry again. You know, I mean, when the spirit takes you, go with it. Um, D. Garcia comes in and says, I love your show. Well, thank you for loving Sugar. Thank you for chiming in and saying that, baby. Women's Boxing Channel says, I wouldn't mind seeing Alexander Jimenez versus Tony, though. That would be an unofficial underground fight worth watching. Um, I mean, this ain't about the trans thing. You know what I'm saying? I myself, I wouldn't I'm not there yet. I'm still in women's boxing, so I wouldn't find anything. I wouldn't find anything like that entertaining. You know what I'm saying? I'm not there yet. I don't think women's boxing is there yet. Um. Women's boxing channel says Jimenez was the cheat who beat Cruz. You recall? I know, right? I know. Um. Beat the wig off that hoe, didn't you know what I'm saying? Beat the wig off of Franchon. Yeah, that. Right? But what I'm saying is I'm not there. Like even when I saw that fight, I was like, yo beating the wig off of Franchon. What the hell going on? She said, cut the damn wig off. When Franchon said, cut the wig off, let me tell you what that meant. All bets are off, bitch. We fighting. Oh, we fighting. Win or lose, your ass finna know that you in here with the heavy hitting diva. That's where Franchon took it to. Now, yeah, sneaking into trans and all of that stuff, that's a whole different game. I wasn't interested after that, right? I was actually, I'd gotten I gained more respect for Franchon Cruz for standing in there, for sticking with that shit, right? And like I said, legendary. Like that's stories that we hand. That's a story we're going to hand down in women's boxing, right? I think that's the first time somebody ever got the damn wig beat off her damn head in the boxing ring. I think, right? And I've done a lot of research. You know what I'm saying? That's a fight. That's entertaining. Ain't nobody counting punches or anything like that. It's just a bitch behaving badly, right? And that's what we paying money for. That's what women's boxing is, right? It's not like like whoever turned it into this sophisticated thing. There is a sophisticated way of behaving badly, but at the end of the day, a fight is a fight, right? And there's the rules. There's so many rules to a fight, right? Because there's so many rules to a fight that makes it no rules to a fight, right? It's however you spin it. It's your style that makes the fight. Um, Alonso Amazing says, Sugar, you got me hypnotized. Ooh, okay then. You think I got you hypnotized now? No, thanks. Thank you for that. And let's hope you keep chiming in on Wednesday nights for this Sugar and how I can hypnotize you, baby. Women's Boxing Channel comes in and says Bridges is boring, is the feedback I'm getting. I agree. She ain't no real champion of the world. Well, a lot of these broads with belts are not real champions. They just paid the fee, and we went through that, right, with belts and bodies, right? You could give you can you can pay for your titles nowadays, right? It's really not earned. Oh, technique comes in. Oh, here your punk ass come again. Do you give sloppy? So if I give sloppy, right? Because I'm a grown ass woman, right? If I give sloppy, what the hell do that got to do with you? Technique? What you gonna do? Imagine it? Huh? I ain't got to give you permission to have dirty thoughts about me. Just go on and do it, right? Right? Because it it's got to be in your damn dreams, right? For me and you to even be in that type of entanglement. So go go on and imagine or whatever with your little $2.79. Matter of fact, go on and buy you some more of that cheap ass lotion that you using for $2.79 and dream about my sloppy. Um Women's Boxing Channel says, I was being ironic. I couldn't think of more revolting fight than trans fight or a uh, performance enhancement plus steroids fight. You know what I'm saying? So my whole thing is, if they're going to do that, if people are going to take steroids, that's fine. Make a whole category for steroids. Okay? If you want to do something aside from what's done, make a category for that and make y'all money. Make your money, right? But where there's a social aspect to this that we have to, that affects us, how we interact, how our profession goes, how we make money, all of these things, then you just can't slip it in. You know what I'm saying? If you're going F me, you know, at least let me at least let me know, right? Don't just slip it in. Um Alonso Amazing says, smash the like for this beautiful lady. Alonso Amazing, thank you. Yeah, I keep always forgetting. Like, subscribe, and share this sugar, y'all. For real, smash the like button. Yeah, yeah. Women's Boxing Channel says Franchon Wig ran off in that ring. I saw it happen. I swear. Nah, man, they had to cut that junk off her head. She said, "Cut this shit off." That shit, it started looking like something else. I was like, "It, girl." I don't know what it was on the top, but listen, didn't she learn? It ain't happened again, right? She come in there, she got her shit. Her shit be laid now, right? We have good days at the office and bad days at the office. But like I said before, and like as as a I don't know, I've grown to like Franchon as a fighter. I don't know, aside from anything else, like me and her have had some run-ins, but as a fighter, I have to say I respect that woman, man. Right? She been coming up in Clarissa's shadow. The Simon Cowell done told her no. She ain't let none of that shit stop her, and she remained where she is. Right? It takes a lot. It takes a lot of belief in yourself. A lot of resilience. She's got to get up every morning and let her tell herself that I am a champion and keep doing it. And I respect her for that. Um, Technique comes in talking about Link, chill. Okay, Bruce Gas Boxing Jazz and more says, I'm liking this broad more and more. Okay. Well, like me some more and keep liking me. Um, Alonso Mason says ashy, dusty technique. Right? Like the only thing this whoever is doing name technique is doing is just painting the picture that we all see, right? We all see you, technique. You behind the screen, but we all see you, and it ain't looking good. You come on my show. You know what I'm saying? Nah. Um, My host says Slugger Sam only got 28 subs. Little boy, that I'm search his IP address now. Oh, okay. So whatever. My host said they never slipped in anything but their own hand. Okay, on some. Where is it, Mom? Where is it? My mom, they mom is like, I ain't got shit to do with that. Um, Technique comes in talking about Alonzo's a creep. Technique comes in. The whole YTBC knows it. I don't know who the hell that is. Technique, but what we know is your ass on here. You a little pissy draws, uh, creep. That's what you are on here. Yeah, until you straighten yourself out, what we see is what you are. Um, Tandy talking about, listen, girl, ain't nobody your girl. Stop flirting with me. And for damn sure, I know if you call this flirting, then you definitely ain't a hit with the ladies. Technique talking about, I'd rock your world, but I was just trolling. But chill, B. Nah, nah, you can't rock my world. Technique. Let me explain something to you. Even your name. You know what I'm saying? You gotta come up with a better name if you gonna rock Sugar's world. Ain't nobody come on. Listen, Technique. I haven't seen anybody come up on my thread. You know what I'm saying? Co-signing for you. You just on here trolling, being who you are. I got several people co-signing for Sugar. I got a show. I got people that gave me a show. Technique. You come on now. You need a better get it together. You know what I'm saying? Um, and Technique talking about, I could teach you about boxing. What you going to teach me? Boxing what? What boxing? What chicken at the Popeyes where you work? I listen. At the chicken spot, they ain't even going to hire you because you don't wash your hands. Because you don't wash your hands because you always put that lotion. You always slide in your little or with that lotion. Um, Technique talking about face green smile. I don't know what that is. Michael Orr on here talking about technique to teach you how to watch it from the couch. Listen, Technique ain't even got a couch. You know Technique sleeping on somebody on his mama couch. You don't even want him round. Technique ain't got nowhere to live. Technique stealing internet right now, fucking with me. You know what I'm saying? Technique ain't got. Please. Technique, put your picture up so we can see how you look. Sorry ass. Michael Orr says Technique's probably 45, living in his mom's basement. Please, his mama don't want him round. His mama boyfriend don't let him stay overnight. They about to kick his ass out. D Garcia says haters thought they were gonna pay for some and got jacked. LOL. You know what I'm saying? I took their damn money, didn't I? No refunds, little bitch. You know what I'm saying? This ain't the platform with it. This is the Sugar Show where we come on here and we talk boxing. If you want to troll somebody, then I mean, pull up. I'll troll with you if you pull up. Like I said, I got the thing for you, right? And where I'm at, where they mess where they with Sugar hard, up here, Mike Platoon. Listen, listen, listen. I ain't the one. Well, the Sugar ain't the one. Michael Orr says, and still a virgin. Let me tell you something. And ain't nothing wrong with being a virgin. It's just that the is the technique's the kind of virgin that, you know what I'm saying. He was, like people born to be a champion. People born like he was born to be. He knew his mom and daddy knew whoever they looked at him that he's a night that none of them want to remember, or a day, or friggin' a lunch break in the friggin' rest stop that his crackhead ass mom and his trucking dad who who got children all over wherever he at, um want to forget. Go on and find your brothers and sisters and your family. Find you something to do in your life, and then the troll people come on my show and troll me. Get a life. Bruce Guys Boxing said, "How do you keep your skin so beautiful?" I do a lot of things. I just think it's just all the good and bad shit that I do. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just me, man. I just try to be the best me I am about this skin, and like I said, I'm Ruby Scott's granddaughter, right? Just coming from a long line of women who behaved badly, but they were still looking good while they were doing it too. So thank you for this, for complimenting my skin. Now, technique in my prime, stop it. I don't know what you talking about, technique. Women's Boxing Channel says it'll be a sad day when Sugar gives this Podlington up. What's the Podlington Women's Boxing Channel? What you talking about? Sugar ain't never gave nothing up. And what's a Podlington? They don't go way back like that with us, Women Boxing Channel. That's some day one shit right there. Technique says, why did she start going crazy on me? And then you wonder why I didn't say, you think I went crazy on you? Oh my gosh. And he talking about me. Him and his friends out there is talking about me soft. You think that was crazy? Oh my gosh. Technique said, Bruce, you're too old for her, bro. See, minding people business, right? And if you want to live to be 40, if you want to live to be 50, sleeping on your mama couch, you mind your damn business. Technique says she wants tech. She telling me to pull up. What I'm saying, tech, is you ain't got the faculties to pull up. Women's Boxing Channel says she didn't, technique. She's just you. It's just you living in her head. Technique don't live nowhere in my head. The Boxing Kangaroo, says inferior men who fight against women are sad. And I see where you coming from, the Boxing Kangaroo. Where you're thinking it's an inferiority. But remember, these men who have transitioned into women, they have always felt like they were women. They were just in men's bodies, from what I understand, or they just, feel more comfortable identifying as a woman. Right. So they feel like I think they probably already understood that they want to be on the same level as women. So that's why they want to fight women. That's just it. Till they meet the right one. Technique says, nah, bro, she's American, of course. She wants me, but I already refused. Clarissa, I don't know what you talking about now, Technique. Your mama said it's bedtime. Get the hell off her couch now and clean up behind yourself. All that damn lotion and tissue toilet paper. Women's Boxing Channel says, Podlington is my word for podcast. Like you say, Paddington. I knew that. I knew it. I knew it. I just wanted you to explain it to the rest of the people chiming in, because that's a sugar word from day one. That was from that. That's a day one inside joke. Technique says, don't listen to Carl. He wears dresses. Okay. Now you're looking sad, Technique. You're sad. Talking about who wears dresses. Mind your business. Mind your business. Whoever you are, mind your business. You come on my show telling people business. You know what happens to people like that? Well, you lucky you in the internet. Drunk Irishman. Oh, look who came back. Mount Rushmore. One, Sam Langford. Two, Sugar Ray Robinson. Three, Harry Greb. Four, Henry Armstrong. Oh, it took you a while to come back with that. Okay, so these are some great male fights, right? And I respect it. Um, but Sugar Ray Robinson is the GOAT. You know what I'm saying? I just think Sugar Ray Robinson's the GOAT because but maybe he learned it from one of the earlier men. You know what I'm saying? But I just love Sugar Ray. I think Sugar Ray Robinson was a someone that every fighter can identify with, right? They started calling me Sugar. Someone, because some of them felt like I operated like Sugar Ray Robinson when I was fighting. You know what I'm saying? Sugar Ray Robinson is a fighter that he's timeless, right? You see him in everyone, in every great fighter. Um, so here it goes. Technique comes in. Carl the okay, so we're not going to do this technique till you start coming in with something. I'm just going to disqualify you, right? Because I was giving you some kind of chance to redeem yourself, but guess what? Now you're blocked. Now you're going to be typing for no damn reason because we're not paying attention here. The boxing kangaroo says, I don't care for that. I have 3 daughters and I don't want them sharing a bathroom with a man. Well, your 3 daughters, they coming up in a society where uh, that might just be the case, how they're making decisions now and how things are going. So, um, there's so many different. That's why I said, we really have to consider socially how the transgender community are going to introduce themselves into traditional cultural understandings of gender identity. Like it really has to come in and you know be a conversation that all of us are comfortable with sharing how we feel and being understanding and respectful about how we feel about each other, right? Um, let's see. About my father's business says, Technique, don't mess with a woman that's up in the mountains. She got something serious to deal with. The bears. Oh, I got more than the bears up here. I got some hot steel, all different types of machines up here. That's what I'm dealing with, right? I'm not just a woman out here. I'm not just a fighter anymore, neither, right? I'll, without me saying too much, just know just know sugar when sugar start coming, if sugar come for you, shit done gone bad for you. Just know that. um let's see. Bruce Gas Boxing says, Carl, my brother, salute. I'm sorry, did I miss this? Who is Carl that y'all are talking about? Drunk Irishman says, I respect that. Okay. um Let's see. Bruce Gas Boxing says, I must be a psychic. I saw this blockage thing coming minutes ago. I think, listen, you not only psychic, but you smart. You smart, Bruce Boxing. Um, Women's Boxing Channel says, John L. Sullivan is probably the what in all reality. Um, that's another great one too. I could say, but Guat, remember, Guat means greatest woman of all time. Clarissa Shields came up with that term. So Gwat is greatest woman of all time. Was John L. Sullivan a woman? I don't think so. But yeah, great fighter. Um, Eric Roses. Okay. Says I agree with Carl. I never want my daughter. Oh, is Carl? Carl is kangaroo. Okay. I agree with Carl. I never want my daughter in a bathroom with a grown man. Your daughter going with it. With all due respect, your daughter going to do a lot of things on her own. She can handle herself. um, let's see. Michael Orr says technique when we find you, you are gonna need a special needs bathroom. And most likely that person probably is already in some special needs type of situation. You don't see how they act. They on here. They up at 10:35 at night, trying to be a problem. You know what I'm saying? You know people done gave up on this motherfucker. Ain't nobody with a life or friends would do this. You know what I'm saying? Or people who, you know what I'm saying? Drunk Irishman says Carl is boxing kangaroo. He's a bit of a weirdo. Oh man, I'm a bit of a weirdo too. Like I said, I've been everything. um, Women's boxing show said, "Oh shit, I meant goat." LOL. Okay. Michael Orr says, "Drunk Irishman, I gonna catch your next little boy." Okay. Um, oh shit, Technique on here giving people advice. Yo, Technique, you don't even know about Michael. You really don't even know about Michael. And you on here giving advice about Badman that you don't even know about. Yo, I'm telling you, you're lucky that you're just an internet gangster. And like I said, try it though. Like, I'm in the streets. Try it, because I'm at the level where whoever won it will get some of this hot steel. Um, Drunk Irishman says, Michael Orr speak English. Nah, Mike don't have to. Mike don't have to speak English. Y'all get the drift. Drift. Um. Oh, and now, so Drunk Irishman, you on the same team with Technique? It looked like your ass might get blocked out the conversation tonight too. Oops. Choose your friends. Michael Orr says, yo, Michael Orr comes in with some serious patois. Okay. And then Drunk Irishman turns around talking about Tech with the salute. Oh, so they friends. Okay, so both of them pissing in the same bed, in the same twin bed that they share with the what you call it, with the Pokemon pissy sheets. The boxing kangaroo says, please excuse the Drunk Irishman and Technique. They've never met a lady, let alone talk to one. I mean, you could tell a lot about these two. Um, one just one just don't even know the rule. Like, mind your damn, like, your business. Like, you could tell they ain't never been nowhere in this world. They just reside in basements, and they you know, all they do is all all they do is this kid shit. Um, like I said, the conversation now, getting back to the platform of you know, all of this back and forth, you know, styles make fights, all of these things coming up. Like, another thing that I wanted to talk about, we're almost going to go into a 3-hour show. Um, why Alicia Baumgartner called out Clarissa Shields? Did y'all see that? Did y'all see that? Why? Like, you like, the steroids then got this girl talking all types of shit. You know what I'm saying? They call I used to hear that steroids is basically liquid courage for a lot of people, but this is proof beyond imagination. Like, Clarissa came to your fight. You and Clarissa there hugging in pictures and whatever. And the whole time, you was trying, you was trying to roll on what she had going on, right? Talking about, I just love to fight with. Well, kind of, kindly fight the contenders that are in your weight class, that are in and around your weight before you call out Clarissa. It's giving jealousy, right? It's giving that. Wasn't it enough? Like, you come into the girl's hometown, into her state, and you trying to take it over, Alicia? Like, Detroit said, the Michigan is not even you. It was Clarissa since day one, right? Stay in your place. Um, Bruce Boxon says your alluring beauty is making them giddy. Oh, well, thank you. Um, Eddie Barrington. Hey, Eddie, coming in with the roses. Thank you. Um, my whole thing about that is, like, if Alicia Bumgarner called out Amanda Serrano and said that, girl, I really want to fight you. I promise I'll show up clean. Fine then, but you called Clarissa? Girl, what are you doing? That's where I was coming from. I just thought that whole thing was disrespectful. They were going back and forth on Twitter, from what I understand. And what I was seeing is that Clarissa actually entertained the call out, right? I guess she knows how Keith Thurman feels now. You know what I'm saying? In a sense. Um, Listen, y'all ain't going to be cussing each other out on my show. Y'all find somewhere else to do this. And with that note, you guys, I want to give a shout out to everyone, because I'm gonna wrap the show up. We're going into a 3-hour show. Okay. Let's see who all joined the party. All the people who joined the party from the beginning, when, the signal was coming in wonky, before I moved to the war room that I'm in here. Thank you guys for really, really supporting Sugar. I hadn't chimed in for a while, and it just warms my heart to know that y'all come back on Wednesday nights, and y'all will have a party every time we link up. So I love y'all for that. My trolls, thank you for showing up. You know what I'm saying? It takes a lot of persistence to try to be a pest to me. Um, didn't work out tonight, but nice try. Better luck next time. And hopefully, you get a life and you can add to the conversation next time, right? But it was a party nonetheless. Um, let's see what we got. The boxing kangaroo says, salute, sister. Much love. Thank you. Um, you know what I'm saying? Thank you guys, like I said, for chiming in. Thank you for going the long run with Suge, from the beginning of the show right till now. Uh, Next week, we're going to pick up on what's coming up for 2024. I see some interesting fights coming up. Y'all leave in the comment section who y'all want to see, or what y'all want to see go down in these matchups coming up for 2024. We got some new faces coming in, and I like to see these fights that are happening. Um, D. Garcia comes in. They didn't know about the Sugar Show. Now they know. LOL. Listen, the real ones know, though. The real ones know. But yeah. The Sugar Show always on Wednesday nights at or around 7:30 p.m. Like I said, that okay. And my host wants to chat with me. Listen, I ain't giving them back their money. If that's what you want to chat about, no refunds for these punks. Um, Eddie Barrington says, "Sugar Show is where it's at." Ben, and Ben, Ho says no refunds. For real, for real. Eddie Barrington says much love. Thank you, Eddie Barrington. And I'm going to wrap it up. Like I said, y'all let me know what y'all want to see for this 2024 coming up. There's a lot of good stuff happening. And I'm hoping things come together. I might have a new bomb to drop, and I'm hoping to be able to share it with y'all by next Wednesday. Okay, like, subscribe, and share this sugar. Until next time, you guys. Bye bye.